What's up everyone, China Cycling here, back at the Quick Pro launch event. They're dropping all of the new 2026 range of bikes, and one of their brand new bikes is this, the TR1. Yes, Quick have a triathlon bike. So Quick already have the TT1, the time trial bike, which I just placed an order for a few days ago. Now boom, they dropped this, the TR1, the triathlon bike. And I'll be honest, I'm considering changing my order. I don't do triathlon of course, but I don't do any TT racing, so the UCI has no jurisdiction over me, so I'd rather have something faster than this. And yes, this is faster than the TT1. They took this to Silverstone along with the TT1, and this was faster, especially with this storage on the back, but we'll talk about that in a sec. So again, apologies, I'm not a triathlete. My socks come up to here, so I don't know that much about triathlons, so I'll have to learn with you as we go through this frame. Let me know in the comments down below what I got wrong. But yeah, so this is the triathlon frame, and let's talk through it. This is one of the designs that was done by a Swiss guy called Rolf, I believe his name was. I was chatting to him last night and just talking about his history in the bike industry. He's been designing bikes for a very, very long time, and now he has a consulting company, but he used to work at BMC as well. I was like, oh, what'd you do at BMC? You know, thinking he swept the floors or he changed light bulbs or something. And he said, I was the CEO. So, oh, okay. But yeah, the guy was at BMC from like 2000 till 2015, so obviously knows his way around a bike. But this is his creation, working together with Quick Pro to design this, the triathlon bike. Let's go through some headline features, I guess. So his big thing about this was getting the rider into the right position and then keeping the rider fueled. He was saying he thinks they're the two most important thing when doing a tri bike. I don't know, sounds legit to me, but how does he go about that? So number one, we have a whole bunch of adjustment up here on the seat post. Obviously tri bikes, your seat post angle is already super steep, but now you can go super, super, super steep or a bit more laid back. It's your choice. Also, we have this brand new cockpit section at the front. This also lets you get into any position you want, because these are length adjustable, angle adjustable, width adjustable, height adjustable. There's lots of adjustable in there. So this base bar I think is exactly the same as on the TT1, but now these aero bars, whatever they're called, these are new for the Tri one, but you can put these on your TT1. So yeah, if I do build a TT1, I'm definitely going to pinch these and put a pair of these on my TT1, because these look a lot sleeker, a lot nicer. Oh wow, they finally turned off the fountain so I can hear myself speak. Anyway, so that's one half of the equation, getting the rider into their comfortable position, their aero position. Second part of the equation is keeping the rider fueled, that's the word. The second part of the equation is keeping the rider fueled, and to that end we have a huge water bladder, which is apparently down here somewhere, and then a straw comes up in here. There's a valve, something, straw, you can drink while you ride. Sounds cool to me. There's another hole here. Ooh. I don't know what that's for, filling it up maybe, I don't know. I like putting my fingers in holes. And here we have a very big slot on the top, enough for apparently 8 gels, I can't remember what the number was, but you know, you can roughly see by how much fist I'm putting in there of how big this section is up here. So yeah, keeping the rider fueled, keeping the rider hydrated, and if that's not enough for you, then you've got more storage back here, and which you can't see from there, we've got more storage down here. So on this side, if I can open this one-handed, we have Di2 cables. But yeah, you can put some storage in here. You can put some tools in here if you get your flat. Obviously you don't have the team car following you when you're doing a triathlon, I guess, so having tools seems useful. And then again, another one at the back, another big box in here. Yeah, so I think you can actually I think this is an adventure bike. You can go camping on it, because you know, you can take everything with you. Yeah, maybe that would be an interesting video, going camping on a tri bike, like put beer in the bladder, put a mini barbecue grill in here. I don't know, we'll see. Sounds like an idea. Why can't I close this? This is not that easy to close, I'm finding out. Go on, there we go. In terms of the design of the frame itself, this is a big, beefy fat boy. The front fork as well, of course, is a bayonet front fork, because it's 2026 and everyone does a bayonet front fork now to try to keep the frontal area down and all that jazz. But the fork itself is kind of like the ER1, you know, the big wide shoulders, but more of a sculpted, smooth Swiss kind of design, I guess. They did design this using CFD and all that jazz, and then took it to Silverstone, as I said, to verify their findings and stuff. But yeah, these tubes are just on another another level. This thing is massive. Apparently frame weight is like 1,200 grams, but when you eat something this beefy, is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. It's like double an AR1, but yeah, you know, it's a tri bike. Paint job, there's a few paint job options. I love this paint job. I think it looks pretty cool, but the one thing I don't like is this text here, triathlon quick aero first. They should have just took that off, you know. If only there was some English speaking guy who they could phone at any time, just ask them, should I put English on the frame? Who knows? Tire clearance, we've got 32C tire clearance, which I think is enough for triathlons. I don't do triathlons, but that sounds like more than enough. The guy was saying they designed it, you know, to be modern and have more tire clearance and a lower bottom bracket because people are using shorter cranks and all this stuff. Bottom bracket, speaking of, we've got a T47, but this is the T47-68, so this is the skinnier T47, so a different T47 to the T47 that's on the gravel bike and the ER1. I guess it makes sense because you're trying to keep the bike kind of like slim and thin, and you don't need big chainstays, so it is what it is. But yeah, T47-68 bottom bracket on there. Like I said, storage for days. You can take this off, but it's quicker with it on, so you may as well keep it on. And yeah, like I say, I don't know anything about triathlons, but this has me questioning my TT1 bike order. Pricing wise, the frame set, which includes the frame, the seat post, the storage, the cockpit setup, the hydration, all that stuff, I believe is 21,800 RMB, which in dollars is a lot. I'd guess getting close to $3,000, maybe even a little bit over $3,000. Again, no official US pricing launched yet or revealed, but when I know, I'll let you know. Yeah, what do you guys think of this thing? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, I think it looks like a bit of a spaceship, and yeah, want to get my hands on one. When they are available, of course, they will be up on pandapodium.cc. If you want to know when they drop, head over to pandapodium.cc and subscribe to that email newsletter on there. And as soon as these things drop on the site, we'll send out an email newsletter. But yeah, it's a tri bike. It's the TR1. It's from Quick Pro, one of their new bikes launched at the Quick Pro launch event. If you haven't seen the other videos I've done of the new bikes in the launch event, they're in a playlist somewhere. Maybe it's up here, maybe it's down there. I don't know. You find it. China Cycling out.